Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Do you remember what we had taught or what we had learned before our Onam holidays? All the points, different
Yes, ma'am.
uses
Ma'am.
of one by one. You will be able to say all the points. We have learned a few uses of microorganisms from the chapter Microorganisms, Friend and Foe. And today we'll be learning more about the uses of microbes. And I just wanted to know how far you are remembering the points. So one by one, you can say. Who will start? You want me to call out your name? Hmm? Pooja, tell me one point.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
We can make the yeast is there in curd and all.
yeast
So
in curd. Yeast is in curd. Hmm?
not curd,
What you said is correct. We can prepare curd. From where? From what?
ma'am. One
Ah,
lactic
ah.
acid.
Didn't
Yes,
go through
lactic
what was
acid.
covered, no? Okay, let me see whether Nandana can help you. Nandana, just I'll come back to you, Pooja. Yes, Nandana, what was the point she was trying to say?
And the bacterium called lactobacillus, it multiplies
Bacillus. Hmm.
bacillus, it multiplies the milk and helps to convert the milk into curd.
Good. Pooja, now you got refreshed of your memories? Huh? Now tell.
Ma'am, in the curd there is one virus called not virus bacteria called lacto
Bacillus, lactobacillus. It will help in converting what to curd?
milk to curd.
Milk will be converted to curd with the help of the bacteria or bacteria, a group of bacteria actually. So we call them as lactic acid bacteria or lactobacillus. Which is the other point? What are the next points? Nivedya, can you tell me one point?
We can in commercial use yeasts are used for making alcohol and wine.
Without reading out, you just tell me.
Ma'am, from sugar syrup, yeast multiplies
What
and
is yeast actually? What is yeast? Which type of microbe? Bacterium? Huh? Virus?
bacterium.
Ma'am.
It's a bacterium. Who can tell what is yeast? Yeast? Who?
Fungus. Ma'am, is fungus.
Yeast is a fungus, Nivedya. So yeast will help in the complete the sentence.
Yeast will help in the product
Commercial production of
wine and alcohol.
commercial production here. What we mean is we prepare them on a large scale for marketing, for selling. Okay, clear? No, none of you revised it thoroughly. No, just came after the vacation. Okay. Any other point? Lakshmi.
Ma'am, uses in baking industries.
Which microbe is used in baking industry?
Fungus called yeast.
It is used in the baking industry for making what all products?
Cake, biscuit.
Cake, biscuits, pastries, bread, etc. Okay. So please do revise, children, all the uses of microbes. Still, we today also we are going to continue with the same, but just turn the pages of your textbook and see what has been covered in the previous classes also. Otherwise, you will not have any continuity. So before I continue, I want some of you to turn their videos on. I have already told you it's not permitted during the class. And those who are turning the videos off, first chance for answering the questions you are going to get. Shall we continue? Yes?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes. Hmm. Okay. So medicinal use. So we have completed the use of microbes in preparing household products like curd, then batura, all that we had completed, and then we learned its use in baking industry and also the commercial use of microbes for producing alcohol beverages like alcohol and wine. So till there we had completed. Now we are going to see yet another use of microorganisms, that is medicinal use. So in the medical field also, microbes are highly useful, and they are helpful in producing many life-saving drugs. So when I say the names of these drugs, you'll be familiar. You all have heard about that. We all have taken at least once in your lifetime, like antibiotics and vaccines. Are you all familiar? We all have taken antibiotics. Vaccines also, you are in a stage till the age of 15, you take different types of vaccines at regular intervals. You have a health chart which your parents received when you, after your birth, when discharged from the hospital, one health chart they might have got. So where, as and when the different vaccinations are taken, there will be a tick mark on that. Have you seen it, children? Yes or no? None of you are familiar. You can ask your parents. Okay. And so we are going to learn about the use of microbes in producing antibiotics and vaccines. As I told you, antibiotics and vaccines, you all are familiar. Can anybody tell me what is the main difference between antibiotics and vaccines? Anybody have an idea?
Antibiotics is medicines and vaccines is injections.
Once again, I didn't hear you properly.
Antibiotics is
One at a time. Antibiotics are medicines, then
vaccines are injection, like, and
Ah.
antibiotics can prevent us from like small diseases and all, but vaccines are for like big diseases.
Antibiotics for small diseases, vaccines for big diseases.
Corona, and we have to find vaccine, right?
Who is answering? Nivedya. Any other answer? Anybody? In terms of its use, I want you to tell the difference between these two in terms of its use. When do we use it? What Nivedya told, I'll correct her later. Anybody else? When do you take antibiotics?
Ma'am, when
Ah.
you have any fever
When you get a disease, after getting a disease, you take antibiotics. But when do you take vaccine?
or when we are aged.
When we are aged. Vaccines, I'll tell you, wait. Vaccines means those are medicines which you take before you get the disease, to prevent the disease. Okay, what are vaccines? What do vaccines contain and all, you will be learning. But the purpose behind these two, it is entirely different. Antibiotics we are taking to cure the disease. Nivedya, hope you're listening. So once you get the disease, to get yourself recovered from the disease, you take antibiotics. Whereas vaccines you are taking before you get the disease, to prevent the disease, anticipating that so and so disease will appear or occur in your body, to prevent, as a preventive measure, when you take certain substances, you call it as vaccine. Okay, so that is very important point. You should know what is the difference between antibiotics and vaccines. More differences are there, but the main difference is that antibiotics are meant for curing the disease, and vaccines, they are meant for preventing the disease so that you will not get the disease. Now, first we will see about antibiotics, and in detail we will see what do antibiotics contain and what are vaccines. So, microorganisms, they are used in the production of life-saving drugs, antibiotics and vaccines. So, first we will see what are antibiotics, and the word meaning of anti is against. Anti means against, and biotics means, or bio as such means life. So against life. So against life doesn't mean that it is against the life of living things or human beings or plants and animals, but it is against the life of these disease causing microorganisms. Antibiotics, they are They are working against the life of these microorganisms. Now we will see the definition for this antibiotics. Some bacteria and fungi, they are used to make medicines. So from where do we make these medicines? From microorganisms, mainly bacteria and fungi. And what for we use these medicines? To kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. We prepare it with the help of microorganisms, and these are used to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. Clear? So once again I will tell you the definition. Antibiotics, if you want to say like this, it's okay, or else you can make it into a single sentence and say medicines produced from microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, which are used to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. So once again, what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicines produced from microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, which are used to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. And you need to know a few examples of these antibiotics. 3 examples are given over here. Even though the spellings are a bit difficult and these terms are new to you, definitely you should learn, because you can be asked to write examples for antibiotics. Streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin. These are some of the examples. Apart from that, one familiar antibiotic is penicillin, the first antibiotic prepared. Penicillin. Okay, penicillin. If you want, you can write penicillin also. Once again, it is P, not R. Okay, once again, streptomycin, tetracycline, and erythromycin, penicillin. So these are some of the examples of antibiotics. So what all things we learned? We were discussing about the medicinal use of microorganisms. Microorganisms can be used to produce antibiotics and vaccines. And what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicines produced from microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, used to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. Okay, that is why when you take these antibiotics, they will act on the disease causing microorganism. They will either kill or stop their growth. And once the disease causing microbes are dead, you will be saved. You will not get affected, or you will get cured of the disease. Some examples are streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, and also penicillin. Okay, now moving on to the next slide. Antibiotics, as I told you, they'll help in curing several diseases. But antibiotics are not only used for curing diseases in human beings, but also in other plants and animals. A variety of diseases in plants, animals, and human beings can be cured with the help of antibiotics. Okay, now the first antibiotic, already I mentioned when I gave you the examples for antibiotics, penicillin is the first antibiotic produced, and who prepared it? The name of the scientist is Alexander Fleming, and it was in 1929. After that, several antibiotics have been produced, and it is because of these antibiotics that many of us are getting cured of the disease. Death rate has become low. It's all because of these antibiotics. They are life-saving drugs. They help us to cure or get cured of the diseases. So once again, the first antibiotic is penicillin, and it was prepared by Alexander Fleming. And you need not know the name of the microbe from where it is produced, but still I'll just mention penicillin is produced from a fungus, and the name of the fungus is Penicillium notatum. You don't have to learn. Okay, Penicillium notatum. Just as an additional information, you don't have to learn. Penicillium notatum is the first antibiotic ever produced, and that was in 1929, and it was prepared by Alexander Fleming. Okay, no doubt. Now, very important point. We know that antibiotics are life-saving drugs. It helps us to get cured of the disease, but that doesn't mean that as and when we feel like you can take antibiotics. Even when you have some infection, viral fever, whatever it is, as soon as you approach a doctor, every time he will not prescribe you antibiotics. In some cases, if the infection's intensity is quite strong, he might suggest for antibiotics as in the first meeting itself. But in some cases, the doctor will give some other medicines and see whether your infection will get reduced within a few days. And then only he will prescribe antibiotics. So antibiotics, as and when, we should not, or doctors will not prescribe. And one more thing, some people, they have a habit of taking or a habit of self-medication. Like once when you get a sickness and you had, the doctor prescribed you antibiotics, if you have the prescription with you, some of them, they will think that last time when I got the disease, I took this medicine and I got quick relief. So I will try for the same thing. I will not meet the doctor. But that is a very wrong practice, because we really don't know. Your body keeps changing. The situation in your body, the internal condition, only a doctor can examine and find out. You should never do that. You should never repeat the antibiotics without consulting a doctor. So one by one, we will see the different precautions to be taken while you take antibiotics. The first point, antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. And I told you about self-medication, never do that. And only when the doctor suggests, after consulting the doctor is prescribing some antibiotics, definitely you can consume. But the same prescription, don't keep it like that and use it on your own without consulting a doctor next time when you get an infection. So always, whenever you are sick, consult a doctor, and only then, if he suggests, you can take antibiotics. The second precaution to be taken, the doctor might prescribe antibiotics maybe for 1 week, or it can be, depends, 6 days, or however he feels like. He will be, depending upon the severity of your situation, he will suggest a course. Okay, and you need to complete the course, and at the same intervals. If he is asking you to consume it at an interval of 6 hours or 3 times a day, as he says, you have to follow it and you have to complete the course. Sometimes what happens is, he suggests or he gives medicine for 1 week, but just by consuming it for 3 days, you might get so much relief, or you feel that you are cured of the disease. Then what is the usual practice? What we do? We will stop eating or consuming the medicine, thinking that I am cured. Why should I take these unwanted chemical substances again into my body? You might think like that. But antibiotics, you should never do that. You have to complete the course, because only if you complete the course, the microbes will be completely removed from your body. Otherwise, some of them will die, some will remain, and you might get a second attack very soon. The same disease might reoccur within a short span of time. So always complete the course prescribed by the doctor. Then, never take it in wrong doses or when not needed. That is what I told even in the case of self-medication. Don't use it when you really don't need it, because doctors will never give you when you doesn't need it. When you don't need it, they will not give. Okay, when a patient doesn't need, the doctor will not prescribe any antibiotics. But using the old prescription, you might go and buy. That should not be done. Never take it unnecessarily, and don't take it in wrong doses. If the doctor is prescribing a particular dose, follow that. Don't think that, oh, I have to attend a particular function a few days later, so I will take double the dose what doctor prescribed. Never do that. It might do harm than giving any benefit. So two problems or two after effects of using antibiotics in wrong doses or unnecessarily are: the first one, it will make the drug less effective when you really need it in future. Maybe a particular, when you have an infection, your body actually your body is not requiring it, but still you are consuming it. And later, when your body really needs the consumption of antibiotics, it will not have any effect. Okay, the microbes might have become resistant to that if you take it repeatedly. Then the second thing is that there are many useful bacteria in your body. In the beginning itself, that is what we are discussing also. Microbes, many of the microbes are useful to us in your intestine and different parts of your body, especially in your gut region. There are different useful microbes, and these are helpful to us in different ways. But when you take these antibiotics in wrong doses or unnecessarily, they might get harmed. So taking antibiotics unnecessarily or in wrong doses will never help you. Is it clear? So once again, we'll summarize all that we learned about antibiotics before we proceed to vaccines. Okay. So we will see the slides which we saw already. So we started with which one? The medicinal use of antibiotics. Sorry, medicinal use of microorganisms, and I told you that microorganisms are highly useful in the medical field because they will help us to prepare antibiotics and I can't hear anything from you. Vaccines. And what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicines produced from microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, which are used to kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. And I told you, you should know some examples. Note it down. Streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, penicillin, many more are there. So learn minimum 2 examples. Okay. Penicillin also, you can, if it is easy for you to learn, you can include that also. Then we learned that antibiotics can be used to treat several diseases in plants, animals and human beings. Then I mentioned about the first antibiotic ever produced, that is penicillin. It was from a fungus known as Penicillium notatum, and the name of the scientist is Alexander Fleming. That was in the year 1929. Then we learned about the different precautions to be taken while you consume antibiotics. The first point is that take it only on the advice of a qualified doctor. Then I told you it should be completed. The course should be completed. The course which is suggested by the doctor should be completed. And then the third one is that never take it in wrong doses or unnecessarily. And the sub points of the third one, if you take it unnecessarily, what will happen? It will make the drug less effective in future. When your body needs it in future, it will not be effective, and it can kill useful bacteria in your body. So that was about antibiotics. And before we proceed to vaccines, I want to know how far you have understood. You want me to call out your names, or voluntarily you will tell one by one from the beginning what all things we learned? Let me see who are confident enough. Nobody is confident? Then I'll call out the name. Was it that difficult, children? One of you start, others. Advait, you are going to say? If one of you start, others will follow. Muhammad Salim, I can see only your fan. The fan tells that there is no problem with connectivity. Where have you gone? I want to see your face, Muhammad Salim. Okay, Lakshmi can start. All can unmute your microphone so that we will not waste time. Lakshmi, what are antibiotics?
Microorganisms are used for producing antibiotics and vaccines. Anti means life and biotics means
You just,
against.
what you said, whatever you said is correct. Can you give me the definition? Okay, I'll ask. Whatever points you've told it's correct, I will ask other person. Okay, what you said is correct. I wanted the definition for antibiotics. Sridev, tell me the definition for antibiotics. How can you define it?
Some bacteria and fungi are used to make medicines which kill the or stop the growth of diseases causing microbes.
These are known
Such
as, these medicines are known as?
antibiotics.
Yes. Who will name some antibiotics? Adigesh? One antibiotic. Anyone?
And
Tetra?
tetracycline.
Tetracycline. Albert, yes. Albert, next one.
Streptomycin.
Very good. Who is third one? Surya.
Penicillin.
Penicillin. One more. Benedict. One more is remaining. Tetracycline, streptomycin, and penicillin are listed. Next one.
Ma'am, erythromycin.
Very good. Erythromycin. Then, which is the first antibiotic and who prepared it? Henin Nasa. Are you there? Ritvik. First antibiotic and name the scientist who prepared it.
The first antibiotic is penicillin.
Who produced?
Alexander Fleming.
Very good. And now I need to know the different precautions to be taken. Abid, first point.
Consume medicine by doctor's prescription.
Take antibiotics only on the advice of a qualified doctor. Then Vaishnavi, next point.
You must complete the course of the antibiotic.
Complete the course given by the or prescribed by the doctor. Third point. Nadeem, third point. Nadeem Jahan. Suddenly video is off. I saw you. Tell me the answer. Nadeem. Tamanna, I'll come back to Nadeem. Okay. Tamanna. Nadeem, turn your video on. Tamanna, tell me the answer. Two precautions already said, that is completing the course prescribed by the doctor and taking antibiotics with the advice of a qualified doctor. Which is the third one? Tamanna. Tamanna, you know the answer. Please unmute and tell. If you don't know, I don't know. Yes. I'm waiting for you to speak.
Ma'am, doses of don't
Any
use
point. Don't use
antibiotic unwantedly.
Or in wrong or in
Doses.
or in wrong doses. Never take it unnecessarily or in wrong doses. What will happen if it is taken in wrong doses? Lynette, what will happen if it is taken? Only one point you say. I can't hear you. Oh, Lynette, sorry, I can't hear you. I'll come back to you later. Who will second? 1 point.
And the next time when we take the antibiotic, it will not get any effect.
Good. Then one more is remaining. Muhammad Salim, second point. What will happen if you take antibiotics in wrong doses or unnecessarily? 1 point is that it will be less effective in future. Ken said that. One more point. What is that, Salim? Muhammad Salim? You are taking round? Yes. First of all, fix your position. Tell me the answer. Nadeem. Sorry, Salim. Muhammad Salim. If you, yes. You heard my question? You know the answer?
No.
Yes. No. Wait. I'll make other person say, listen to that. I need the answer from you. Advait Murali, what is the second point?
Kills the useful bacteria in our body.
Very good. It will kill the useful bacteria in our body. If you take antibiotics in wrong doses, it can kill the useful bacteria in our body. So back to Muhammad Salim. Repeat the point.
It will kill the useful bacteria in the body.
Which one? What will kill the useful bacteria? Muhammad Salim, I didn't get the answer completely. What makes the useful bacteria in your body to get killed? Or how are they killed? What was my question? If you take antibiotics in wrong doses. Muhammad Salim, be attentive here. Why you are getting distracted? Any problem with adjusting the camera? No. So if you take, I will repeat once, you will have to complete it. Yes? If you take antibiotics in wrong doses or unnecessarily, it will kill the useful bacteria in our body and it makes the drug less effective in future. I want Muhammad Salim to repeat these 2 points. I'll help you, don't worry.
Wrong doses.
It will
kill the useful
bacteria
in our body.
Yes, one more point. It will make the drug. It will make the drug less effective in future. Repeat it.
It will make drug
less
effective in future.
Yes, very good. That's it. Okay. So next time when you come for the class, adjust it. You are holding mobile, child? Are you holding the mobile? So next time what you do, keep some stand or something and fix it. You will get disturbed because you are always holding, means you may not be able to listen properly. Okay. Do some arrangement for that. Okay, children, shall we continue? Yes or no? Yes. We have 5 more minutes. So quickly we will see what we can cover. Next is about vaccines. As I told you, vaccines are taken to prevent the disease from occurring. So that once you take these vaccines, you will not get the disease or you will be protected from the disease. And what are these vaccines actually? Vaccines are dead or weak microbes. The same microbe. Suppose you are taking polio vaccine. The polio vaccine will contain poliovirus, the same organism, but it will be in the dead form or in the weak form. The weakened or dead form of the same microbe will be introduced into our body, and once foreign particles, whether it is in the form of dead or weak microbes, enter your body will start producing substances known as antibodies. These are the soldiers of our body. They'll produce some substances. We call them as antibodies. And it is these antibodies which will protect you from the infection when the same virus in the strong form. So what you are taking is the weak or dead form of the disease causing germ, and once it is taken into your body, what your body will do is your body becomes prepared by releasing antibodies. And what will these antibodies do? They will remain, once it is produced, it will remain in your body. Okay, and next time when the same microbe, which is quite powerful, what you have taken in is dead or weak. Why we are taking dead or weak? because if you are taking the stronger ones, you will get disease. But our intention is just to fool your immune system and to make it release some antibodies. So once again, vaccines are dead or weakened microbes. Vaccines contain dead or weakened microbes, and once these are introduced into your body will produce substances known as antibodies. And what these antibodies will do, they will remain in your body, and next time when the same virus or same microbe enters your body is already prepared to fight against that, and the body can attack them with much more vigor or much more strength, and your body can easily defend you, protect you from diseases. So you know that more details about that we will learn later. We will not get time. I'll just conclude what I said about vaccines. Vaccines are vaccines contain dead and weakened microbes, not the strong ones, dead or weak ones. We have different vaccines. For different diseases, we have different vaccines. For each one, suppose if it is polio vaccine, so that vaccine will be having dead or weakened germs of the disease causing polio, or you can say polio virus in the dead or weakened form, and it will be introduced in your body. So your body will respond to these microbes. Since they are dead and weak, your body will not get the disease, but your body will prepare what? Antibodies. What do? These antibodies will remain in your blood, remain in your body. And next time when the microbes attack, when the microbes enter your body will attack them and can easily protect you from diseases. See, I'll give you one example. In our border, in our country's border, suddenly Pakistanis or some other neighboring countries, if they attack, they can easily defeat us because we are not prepared for that. In a sudden attack, the Pakistanis or any other neighboring or enemy countries, they can easily defeat us. Okay, because we are not prepared for the same. But just take the second case where we got an information that there will be an attack in our country's border by our neighboring country. So what we will do? We will introduce, or we are prepared, and we will arrange our army around the border. So in which case you can easily protect your country? Second case, you are already prepared for the same. And already the army also ready and the country as such is ready, so they cannot defeat you that easily. The same is the case. When suddenly a microbe is entering your body, they can easily defeat us. But your body is already prepared with all the precautions. Which are the precautions produced? What is produced in your body? Benedict, what is produced in your body? When antibodies. What do vaccines contain? Ritvik, what do vaccines contain? What is present in vaccine, Ritvik?
Microbes.
What microbes?
Dead or weak.
Dead or weak microbes. So again, in our next class, we'll be learning more about vaccines. So we'll wind up our session for today. Okay, children. So vaccines, we'll be continuing in our next class. Please don't go. 1 minute. We'll wind up. Thank you.
Thank you.